So, here is the Uwe Boll, and yesterday I taped various English-speaking videos, and then it turned out my sticker microphone was empty, the battery, and there was no sound on. So today I had time to think about everything, and I will do these videos again. And I made the decision with Gary. I talked about like the top 10 movies of all times, the top 100 movies of all times, whatever. And in this section, especially over Christmas and New Year, I want to talk about individual directors and my relationship to the movies. Yeah, to them, what I think about it. In general, movie directors don't have a lot of contact normally to other movie directors. I mean, that's maybe normal. In my case, it's I basically have no contact at all, only by accident at one point, whatever, with other movie directors. So they are not in my friendships. I'm not like the best buddy off, you know. I don't go to the parties. I'm not part of Hollywood. So that's the reality. I shoot that with my iPhone. The quality is better. I hope the audio quality is also better. So the first director is John Carpenter. He's 77 years old, born 16th January 48, 3 years after the Second World War was over. And think about when he started making movies, that was exactly the time where I was like 15, 16 years old, 14 years old. And he made genre movies, horror movies, and a lot of them infiltrated me. A lot of them I watched on the big screen in the movie theaters. And that's the reason I deeply loved John Carpenter, also for his kind of straightforward genre style, 90 minutes, 100 minutes, 105-minute movies. He also kind of found Kurt Russell, an amazing, productive, positive actor. No one scandal in his life. Married to Goldie Hawn, but together with Goldie Hawn for 50 years, even if they're never married. So my favorite John Carpenter movies started in 1976. I was 11 when he basically started making movies, with Assault on Precinct 13. Small movie, great concept, like gangs trying to get into a police station and killing everybody or freeing some hostages, freeing some prisoners. Great movie. I loved Assault on Wall Street. And I made Assault on Wall Street. Assault on 15, precinct. So then 1978 came Halloween, the first one. And that was together, of course, when I was young, I grew up with horror movies and whatever the Romero came with Dawn of the Dead. Evil Dead from some Raimi, Nitop Hopper, and then we had Friday the 13th, yeah, 78. So that makes sense, Halloween came out 78 and Dawn of the Dead came out 78. And for us to go in this kind of horror movies, The Man Eater, Faces of Death, later what is then the Stephen King's things like Cujo and stuff like this. But then Friday the 13th, Mother's Day, that was movies that infiltrated me during my childhood in a massive way. Vampires was 98. Thing about no CGI really possible, 1982, right? So, and they did like unbelievable tricks with animatronics and so on in The Thing. And Halloween kept going till today. Halloween 2 was 1981. Christine with the haunted car, 83. I think that was already based on Stephen King, right? And then the very first film was 74, Dark Star. I didn't really had a close relationship with Dark Star. I started following in the way 76 when Assault came. And Halloween Kills, Starman. But he did also an Elvis movie. I mean, he did a lot of different things. Vampires, 2002. I just love John Carpenter. He did a lot of, let's say, genre-driven movies. And my favorite is Escape from New York, 81. In Germany, it was the Rattlesnake was the title, die Klapperschlange. That is how we know it. We knew it. And 96, they made Escape from LA. That didn't really pay off anymore. But I think he is definitely in the list of the most top 100 directors of all times. If not in the genre hit list, he's definitely in the top 10 of all times. But in the horror and so on. But in from all directors in the history, 100%. But Escape from New York is definitely in my top 30 of all times, and The Thing is in my top 100 of all times. So very positive. I just love John Carpenter.